Hi there and welcome to day one of my 7-day Pilates challenge. So for today's workout, all you need is a Pilates ball. It's about 6 to 9 inch ball. You want it fairly pumped up and a mat, or if you're on carpet like I am, you don't even need a mat. And we're gonna come down onto our backs. And we're gonna tuck this ball right underneath our hips. It's kind of right on our tailbone, kind of lower back area. Arms are gonna go down by our side. And we're gonna bring one knee up into our chest and then the other. Find your balance here first. And then one at a time, we're gonna keep this angle in our knees here. And we're just gonna dip the toes down. We're just warming up the core to start out. And we're gonna exhale as we pull the knee back up. So inhale down, exhale lift. And we're just alternating. We're really just warming up those lower abdominals, getting a little balance as well here on the ball. Nice job. Now, if any time when we're doing these exercises on top of the ball like this, if they're too challenging, come back to this exercise right here. Last one. All right, find your balance at the top. This time, we're going to straighten out the legs. We're gonna start with one leg at a time. We're gonna drop the leg down and lift. And now you're gonna see my leg is only going down about as far as it really starts to bend. If I go deeper or lower, and it's okay for your knee to bend here. It just means you have some tightness in those hamstrings, which is very normal for most of us who either sit at a desk or if we're a runner. Runners generally have pretty tight hamstrings as well. So think about keeping that belly button pulled in as you lower the leg down, engaging those lower abdominals. Nice job. Couple more. Last one. Okay, go ahead, bring both legs up, bend the knees, and we're going to do a single leg stretch on top of the ball. So one leg at a time is going to come in, and the other leg is going to straighten out. Deep breaths. Just going to give you those breaths every now and then so you can hear my breathing, to just cue your own breathing here. Nice job. The great part about working out at home, you can take those nice, deep, audible breaths and not feel self-conscious about anybody hearing you, even though that's a silly thing to worry too much about. Nice job. Last one. Bring those both legs in, straighten the legs up, and now really slow, we're just going to lower the legs towards the ground, and right as it becomes too much, pull them back up. So you can see for me, it was not very far. Hamstrings are tight. You kind of almost feel like that ball is maxing out on pressure as you lower the legs and then bring them back up. One more like this. Nice job. Bend the knees in, and you're going to bring the heels together, and you're going to kick the legs straight out and in, out and in. Nice job. Three more. 2 and 1. Nice. Go ahead and bring the feet back to the floor. Reach under there for that ball. You're going to come up and put the ball kind of in your mid-back at the bottom of your rib cage. So you're leaning back here, and we're going to start with you're going to have your forearms on the ground. We're going to bring one leg up, and we're just going to drop that heel down and lift. Warming up kind of like we did in the beginning. Just a new movement here, getting used to that position on the ground. Okay, let's switch sides. This might feel really easy right now. That's all right. We want to start out pretty easy. Okay, now bring the hands behind the head so we don't have the support of the forearms anymore. We're going to let ourselves lay back and crunch. Back and crunch. Inhale, exhale. Allow yourself to really get that stretch in your abdominals before you come up. Nice job. Okay, we're going to crisscross. We're going to go towards the opposite knee and to the middle. And switch. And switch. Nice work. Okay, if this feels easy or maybe you're just up for the challenge, bring that opposite knee in. So just like we were doing at the beginning when we lifted that leg, except now we're bringing our opposite elbow towards that opposite knee. Doing great. All of these ab exercises in Pilates add up, and that's where the challenge is. It's not necessarily from just one exercise. Doing great for 3. And for 2, we got to get each side. Last one. Nice work. All right, bring it down. Go ahead and just let yourself stretch over the ball for a moment. Swing those arms around and roll all the way up. Okay, we're going to grab our ball and we're going to lay all the way down onto our back. Okay, so we're going to bring our one hand holding the ball, same leg is going to go straight up towards the ceiling, opposite arm out to the side for support. We're going to put that ball on our shin. We're going to roll up, down, up, down. Nice job. Just another version of a crunch here, rolling that ball on the shin. We have 8 more, but if for these last 5, if you want a little challenge, bring that other leg up. First 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Lower that leg. Okay, we're going to take that ball, keep the leg lifted, and we're going to take it around the leg, up overhead, around, and up, around. So every time you're crunching with your abs, not just crunching your head, really lift your upper body off that mat. For 3. Whoa! Real life event there. Dropping the ball, last one. Nice job. Put that foot down. Okay, we're going to take the other leg up. Same hand with the ball and on the shin. Other arms out to the side. We're going to roll up. If that ball rolls away from you, you just pick it up, jump back in. No big deal. Doing great. All right, if you want to add that other leg in for these last 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Drop the leg down, but keep the main leg lifted. We're going to circle around. Crunching as you come up. I like to remember it as we exhale on the effort. So that effort is when you come up to crunch. You're going to circle the ball around the leg. Nice work for 3, 2, last one. Bring that leg down. All right, we're going to give our abs a bit of a break here. We're going to take the ball and we're going to start by putting it under one of our legs. So this is just going to engage the hamstrings a little bit more. So try to find a spot where that foot can stay flat on the floor, but is close towards our hips. And we're going to just come up into a bridge. Might feel a little funny at first. Hands down by your side and lower. So you're going to exhale, lift, and lower. Little crunch at the top every time you come up. Or a little squeeze at the top every time you come up. It's a crunch for your butt. Nice job. And squeeze as you exhale. For 3, 2, Last one. We're going to add a little challenge, but if it's too much, go back to that movement. You're going to cross your ankle over your knee. So now it's a single leg bridge. So squeeze up and down. Good job. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it at the top and just pulse and release. Pulse and release. So really it's just squeeze and release. For 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Before you switch sides, take that ball in between the legs. And we're going to start with just squeezing the ball. So your hips are rested, but I want you to tuck that tailbone so that your lower back is pressed down into the floor and your abdominals are engaged. Nice work. Really keep that lower back hugging the mat. Feeling this in the inner thighs. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release. Take that ball under the other leg, foot to the floor. We're going to lower and lift again. Remember, exhale as you come up and squeeze those glutes. They might not be super deep breaths or super long inhales and exhales because every rep we're aiming to exhale at the top. Okay, if you're up for that crossing of the leg to add a little more challenge to that single leg bridge. Nice work. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it and just squeeze and release. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And lower. Nice work. Take that ball out. And this time we're going to place the ball on the ground. And we're going to put the arches of both feet on top of the ball. Okay. And we're going to press up into a wobbly bridge. Find your bearings here first. And we're going to go for 8. Lower and lift. Now this is going to feel more intense in the back of the legs. For 4, 3, 2, hold it at the top. If you can, out an inch, in an inch, out an inch, in an inch. Great job. If you feel on the verge of a cramp, you're doing this right. Just don't let it turn into a cramp. For 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Lower. Oh, hug those knees for a moment. Awesome job. Okay. We're going to come all the way up. We're just going to do a little upper body work with this ball. So I want you to start with on all fours, and I'm going to start with the hand closest to you. And you're going to put one hand just on top of the ball. So we're in a quadruped position, tabletop position, and we're going to try to keep this elbow in close to the body as we come down for a little push-up and up. So come down nice and slow and press up. So this is kind of a modified version of a push-up, but it's more tricep focused. And there's some instability there, which is great for challenging the shoulders a little bit more. Nice job. We're going for 8 on each side. So let's do 2 more. Last one. Nice job. Roll that ball to the other side. Okay. Remember, keep both elbows tucked in as you lower down and press away. Lower down and press. Just got 5 more. Last one. I apologize if my counting is not perfect. Okay, we're gonna come all the way onto our belly, and we're gonna take that ball reaching out in front of us so the arms are straight. We're looking down at the ground just to keep the neck neutral. And we're gonna roll the ball in, coming up as high as you can, and then press it away. So it's a little back extension exercise. And by pushing that ball into the floor, as you do this, you're gonna be engaging the lats as well. So this one can feel kind of nice. And it's a good way to balance out some of that hip flexion with a little back extension. Nice work. Okay, one more. This one just feels good. All right, lower all the way down. And keeping the head down again, we're gonna grab the ball with one hand. We're gonna bring it all the way around, pass it behind our back, and come forward. So if you're like me, you might have to shimmy a bit to give yourself room so that nothing is obstructing. And you have the option to bring the legs up and really get the entire backside engaged. But if that's too much on your lower back, keep the legs down. One more, we're gonna reverse the direction. Okay, so the other way. Nice job. Last one. And rest down. Awesome. All right, we're gonna do one more thing for this 20-minute full body workout, and it's a plank. So you're gonna work the shoulders that way and a little more core, obviously. And to get a little more inner thigh, we're also gonna put the ball in between the legs. So put that ball in between the thighs. We're gonna come down onto the forearms, and we're gonna press back into a plank. All right, so the best plank here, we're gonna scoop the tailbone under, or another good cue is to squeeze the glutes, and then just focus on breathing in and out. Really press up into those shoulders. Try not to let yourself sag to the mat. You're doing super awesome. We have 20 more seconds left. Pull that belly button in. Make sure you're keeping that tailbone scooped under. All right, so if you are up for a strong finish, roll to the side into a side plank. Feel free to just get rid of the ball. Feel free to lower the bottom leg and do this modified. And roll back to plank. And to the other side. Nice work. Back to plank. And lower those knees. Go ahead and sit back into child's pose. You're done with your ball. Just let that lower back rest. And thank you guys for joining me for this first 20-minute full body Pilates video with the ball. Our next one, you're going to need a loop band. So the next one is going to be lower body focused. So I hope that you join me for that one too.